RE/MAX Canada just came out with their fall housing report, and they are predicting a 2.2% decline in housing prices across Canada. But what does this mean for the Calgary market? Well, let's jump into it. Hey, it's Nathaniel Terryberry with the Terryberry Real Estate Group. So what's been making headlines recently, the last couple of days, has been that RE/MAX Canada just released their fall housing report, and they are expecting a 2.2% decline in housing prices across Canada in Q4. So lots of people have been asking us almost on a daily basis of what is happening in the market, where is it going. There's a lot of people kind of waiting on the sidelines to see what happens with interest rates, with housing prices. So I want to take a look at this because there has been a lot of stuff going around in the media saying that the Canadian housing market is going to fall off and there's going to be crashes and there's going to be huge price declines and yada yada. So I wanted to take a look and answer some of the questions that we've been getting and explain what's happening in the Calgary real estate market versus what's actually happening throughout Canada. So the 2.2% housing decrease is what is making the big headlines, but what the headlines fail to mention is that in Calgary, we're actually projected to see a 3% housing price increase in Q4 of 2022. Now, this is mainly due to the fact that our housing is so affordable, as well as the large amounts of interprovincial migration that we are seeing into Alberta right now as people leave these bigger centers such as Vancouver, Toronto, where their average house price is over $1 million, and they're coming to Alberta to be able to actually afford to buy a house and not just a tiny little one-bedroom condo in Toronto for $600,000-$700,000. Taking a look at this ATB chart, we can see interprovincial migration has actually hit the highest that we've seen since 2014, and this is really what's driving up the sales. So when we look at markets like Vancouver and Toronto, there's not as many people going there. There's a lot more on the market. Versus when we're taking a look at Calgary, we actually still have low inventory. We still have a lot of people coming here to buy, and that is what's keeping our house prices steady. Now, we'll really only see price declines in Calgary when the demand falters. Currently, because we have so many people moving from BC, Ontario, Quebec, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, all these different provinces, I won't name them all, but because we have so many people driving demand in Calgary, compiled with low inventory, it actually is keeping our prices steady and slightly increasing. So when it's happening in, say, BC and Ontario, there's not as many people looking to buy. There's not as many people that can buy because of the house prices there. And as a result, people are coming to Alberta and they're finding a much more affordable product. And it's generally going to be a bigger house or a nicer product. Maybe you can get a townhome instead of a condo, et cetera, et cetera. But this is what's going to be driving the prices for the rest of 2022. Another interesting fact in this RE/MAX housing report is that about 41% of people that were thinking of buying or selling are now putting their plans on hold. So nearly half, not quite, but nearly half are actually taking a step back and thinking, maybe I'll just wait and see where this goes. Now, it makes total sense. We're seeing a lot of interest rate hikes, especially in the last few months. It has just gone through the roof. So that has significantly harmed people's purchasing ability. But as a result, I can see even more people now coming to Calgary and Alberta because they just can't afford anything else in these other provinces. So really great time if you are looking at selling in Calgary because prices are staying basically balanced with what they have been the last couple of months, and we are slightly seeing an increase into the end of the year. This is really good for us because there has been so much housing mania and worry throughout the last couple months and more so weeks because people don't really know what's happening in the market. But the main key points are because Alberta is experiencing so much interprovincial migration, we are going to continue to see growth and steady home prices throughout the rest of 2022. If you'd like to read the full RE/MAX housing report, I'm going to leave a link down below. You can also sign up for our weekly email newsletter where we go over things like this, what's happening in the Calgary real estate market, gives you all the info that you need in one email per week. So that is it. If you do have any questions for us, please feel free, reach out below. And while you're here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to have you back on the channel and keeps you up to date with everything happening in the Calgary real estate market. Until next time, I'm Nathaniel. Have a good one.